For 27 years, I believed I had the perfect marriage. My wife Emily and I built a life together from almost nothing. We met when we were young, full of dreams and plans for the future. Back then we had no money, no house, and no certainty about what life would bring. But we had each other. We worked hard, raised 2 children, bought a small house, and built what everyone around us called a perfect family. Our friends envied our relationship. Our neighbors said we were the kind of couple that proved love could last forever. And for a long time, I believed that too. But everything changed the night I came home earlier than usual. That night I discovered a secret my wife had been hiding for years. A secret that destroyed the life I thought I knew. This is the story of how a 27-year marriage ended with one simple message on a phone. My name is Daniel. I'm 56 years old. For most of my life, I believed loyalty was the most important thing in a marriage. Emily and I met when we were both 24. She had this quiet confidence about her, the kind of presence that made everyone around her feel calm. She wasn't loud or dramatic. She was thoughtful, warm, and incredibly supportive. When I lost my first job in my early 30s, she worked double shifts to help us survive. When our son was born, she stayed awake nights so I could sleep before work. She was always there. Or at least, I thought she was. As the years passed, life became routine. Work, family dinners, holidays, weekend grocery trips. Nothing exciting. But nothing bad either. At least that's what I believed. Looking back now, I realize there were signs. Small things. Emily started spending more time on her phone. She began going out with friends from work more often. Sometimes she would smile at messages and quickly lock her phone when I walked into the room. At the time, I didn't think much of it. After all, we had been married nearly 3 decades. Why would I doubt her? But one evening changed everything. I remember that night perfectly. It was a Tuesday. I came home 2 hours earlier than usual because a meeting had been canceled. The house was quiet. Too quiet. And Emily wasn't home. At first, I thought she might be at the store. Then I saw her phone on the kitchen table. And that's when everything began to unravel. Her phone buzzed. Just once. I wasn't planning to look at it, but the message appeared on the screen, and I wish I had never seen it. It said, "Last night was perfect. I miss you already." My stomach dropped. For a moment, I just stood there staring at the screen. Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe it wasn't what it looked like. But something inside me already knew the truth. When Emily came home 20 minutes later, I was still standing in the kitchen, holding her phone. She froze when she saw my face. "Daniel, what's wrong?" she asked. I held up the phone. "Who is he?" The silence that followed felt like it lasted forever. Her eyes filled with tears. And that's when she said something I never expected to hear. "It's not what you think." But of course, it was exactly what I thought. The truth came out slowly that night, painfully. She had been seeing someone from work. His name was Mark, and it hadn't started recently. It had been going on for almost 2 years. 2 years. While we were celebrating anniversaries. While we were visiting our children. While we were sitting at dinner together like a normal family. For 2 years, she had been living a completely different life. I felt like the ground disappeared beneath my feet. I asked her the question that haunted me the most. Why? She looked down and whispered something that hurt more than the betrayal itself. I felt invisible. Invisible. After 27 years together, after everything we had built, that was the word she chose. The weeks that followed were the hardest of my life. Emily cried. She apologized. She said she had made a terrible mistake. She promised to end the relationship. But something inside me had already broken. Trust is a strange thing. It takes decades to build, and only seconds to destroy. We tried counseling. We tried long conversations. But every time I looked at her, I saw the messages, the lies, the 2 years she had chosen someone else. 3 months later, we made the decision that neither of us ever imagined we would make. We separated. 27 years of marriage ended with a quiet conversation at the kitchen table. No shouting, no drama, just 2 people who realized the life they built together was no longer real. Sometimes people ask me if I hate her, The truth is, I don't. I still remember the girl I fell in love with when we were 24. But the woman she became was someone I no longer knew. And maybe the hardest part of betrayal isn't losing the person you loved. It's realizing the person you trusted never truly existed.